All right. Last kind of chart for this morning is a stock plot. You can get historical stock prices from lots of different places. I just happen to use Google here, but Yahoo has this, Bing has this. There's lots of different places out there that have this stuff. And so I just go to that website, and I'm looking at Disney stock performance for 2012. And so up here, I've got to type in Disney to find it. The Walt Disney Company. And there's its stock. There's what it's been doing the last couple of days and stuff like that. Over here on the left-hand side, it says historical prices. If I click on that, it shows me that table's last year's worth of data for Disney. Let's say I only wanted 6 months instead of that. So let's see, backup would be August, July, June, May, April, March. All right. So we're going to go back to March 17th. So up there at the top, (2013), right? Because I just want last half year. So you pick which set of dates you want to include. And then over here it says download to spreadsheet on the right-hand side. And open with Excel or whatever. Okay. So here's my data. Now, stock plots are different in the sense that the data has to be in a particular order, or it won't work. It'll just come up with nonsense. There are 4 different flavors to stock plots. So this is a nice compact region here, so I can just pick a cell in that region, go to Insert, and then over here, see All Charts under the Insert tab, right? You can pick that. And then go to All Charts, and then Stock Plots. Okay. So the first type is high, low, close. So the data must be in this order. The date must be in the first column. The high for that day must be in the next column. Then the low, then the close. Okay. The second type is here, open, high, low, close. So it has to start off with date, then go open, high, low, close. And then you've got a third type, volume, high, low, close. So however they're labeled, that's the way the data has to be aligned in those columns, or it won't work right. So I'm just going to start with, I'll just do a simple high, low, close. So to do that, I'm going to move open. I'm going to cut it, and I'll just paste it over here someplace. I might want it later for whatever reasons. And then I've got a blank column there, so I should get rid of that. And then volume. Okay. So again, I want just the data I need for the chart. So I just move stuff out of the way. And now it's simple enough. Pick a cell in that region. Don't bother trying to highlight the whole thing. It's a waste of your time. Just pick a cell in that block. Then go to Insert Chart, and then pick the stock plot. Insert. All Charts. Stock plot. High, low, close. There's my chart. Okay. Now, obviously it needs a title, so we probably should say something like Disney for the last 6 months or something like that. The numbers on the left-hand side, you may know what they mean. I may know what they mean, but you can't make that assumption about your audience, so we should probably format that as dollars or say US dollars or something like that so people know what unit we're talking about. The temptation here is to start this at something besides 0 because it seems like we've got all that wasted space down here. But I caution you, if you do that, you want to be careful about, it's going to change the picture. Like here, there's been a nice sort of steady increase in the stock over the last 6 months. Actually, it went steady for quite a while, and then a few months ago, it went up. But we could, you can do stuff like that if you wanted to. Well, let's just see what happens when we do this. Instead of starting at 0, we could start at something like 30 maybe. Okay. So notice that makes the run-up look even more dramatic now. So if you were trying to sell Disney stock to investors, you might want to use this picture and say, look, it's really taken off here in the last few months. We love stuff like this. Okay. Now the reason why you're trying to do this is that these bars, the height of that bar, the top of that, each one of those is a little bar there for each day. The top of that bar is supposed to be the high for the day. The bottom of that bar is supposed to be the low for the day. And there's a little tick mark someplace on that bar showing the close for the day. With this much data, it's not going to show up very well. So typically you use this for like maybe the last month or the last couple of weeks or something like that. So you can see that sort of stuff. All right. And again, I'm not quite sure that the grid lines are necessary. You could take those out if you wanted to. You can also change how the dates are displayed. You could get away with like 09/21/13 or something like that. View list. Anytime you can get rid of stuff, it's a good thing. So if I can condense that to something a little bit smaller, that's probably a good thing. But those are stock plots. Easy enough to do. Questions about those? Okay, so for your last task for this morning is to do the same sort of thing, but for Lionsgate Studio, okay? So make one of those, but it's also for only 3 months, June, July, and August.